Welcome to the Coach Toolbox. This podcast is for coaches, leaders, and learners at all levels in organizations and in all walks of life. Here, you will get just-in-time learning that is research-based and practice-focused. The goal is personal and professional mastery. And now, our session today.
Hi everyone, it's my pleasure to welcome again Dinesh Deo to our episodes, to our podcast show. Dinesh has been a frequent guest. He has two amazing podcasts that he has recorded for us already. And one is on career planning for the decade of the 20s. And one which was really a very good bestseller in terms of downloads was Managing a Difficult Boss. So I'm going to put the links to both these episodes in the description box. So if you haven't heard these two conversations, you must hear them. I encourage you to hear them. So those of you who don't know Dinesh, he's the CEO of JLT India, which is a Marsh McLennan company. And before that, he was the CEO of Bank of New York Mellon, based in India. And then he's got an amazing track record of many decades having worked with companies such as GE, and so on. By training and profession, he's a chartered accountant and cost accountant. So Dinesh, welcome back again.
Thank you so much, Ajay. Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Well, Dinesh, the last 4 weeks have changed our lives in ways that we have never thought it would be possible at an organizational level, personal level, employees. So tell us a little bit more about how you have been coping as a person and professional in the last 3 weeks.
Very true, Ajay. It's been now 5th week or 6th week. I have lost the count.
Oh, wow. Okay, wow. All right.
And even before Prime Minister Modi declared the lockdown or the Janta curfew, it all had started to sink in that we may be heading towards a situation like this today. So we had started a bit of planning, but it hit all of us suddenly, and I am home for such a long time. Personally, I am a type of person, Ajay, who has very rarely worked from home. One thing I keep saying I have been successfully able to do is sort of compartmentalize work at work and home is home. It's a little weird, but I can think like a CEO when I'm in office. That was what I thought always. But these 6 weeks have told me, and it has changed me, that I am now working from home is something very new to me. And I'm got used to it, but it was a bit of a struggle, So that is one thing I'm coping with, to work, to think and to strategize and to do what normally we do from office here. It may sound a little odd to people, but I am like that. And that has been a big difference for me. Organization level, and this is a success story, I would say, across the industry. The amount of resiliency that all of us have shown and how quickly the entire industry changed. And it is unbelievable that work from home has been enabled across industries in such a short time. Regulations were relaxed. The government played a very key role in that. And even in lockdown time, employees, colleagues, different departments, functions, the teamwork was amazing. That many organizations within a week or 2 weeks, they enabled a work from home. And something that I personally thought unthinkable, that 90% employees in our organization are now working from home and doing pretty well, is something that is unique. I think this crisis has taught us a lot, and it is now looks like business as usual in many aspects.
So we've all learned to work from home, use virtual media, and learn to operate from different spaces. Tell us a bit more about how organizations have coped, how employees have coped.
I'll talk about all the employees, right? And
Sure.
this could, I hope it will resonate with everyone.
Sure.
This change is forced upon us. This is not a usual work from home scenario, which is normally a big hit. I have seen that in any town hall, any coffee session, one of the question asked is, why are we not getting more flexible hours? work from home. We would like to do that. But this is a different thing. This is where home has suddenly become an office, a full-time office for every one of us. But this home office is unequipped. I when I speak with people, and this is universal, that houses typically are small in India. Table, chair, or the setup that you would typically require for 10 hours or 11 hours working every day. That sort of setup is not there in every house. And it is becoming a challenge for people. And the two or three things I'm saying, Ajay, they have, there is a purpose. I'm bringing that. I'll come to that. But we all have to be cognizant that this is a situation where home has suddenly become an office which is unequipped right now. And it is very important. The other thing that has happened is, typically, again, the notion is that work life balance improves when you work from home sometime. Now, this is again a unique situation where work from home has become full time. And even though we all are at home, I think the work life balance has tilted more towards work. There are colleagues in my organization where internet bandwidth from home is not as good as office. Sometimes there are Citrix issues or some other technology issues, which means that they log in at earlier in the day and they work till late in the evening. They get staggered hours, they have flexibility for sure, and there are positives of this. But there, the flexibility is gone away, and the work is more, actually they're consumed more with work. And this is bringing in a little bit more stress, I think. And the third thing I think that has changed for everyone is communication channels are restricted only to a phone call. People could be using Zoom, they could be using Microsoft Team, WhatsApp calls, or the poor idea or an Airtel or whatever network. But 100% conversation is on the phone. Number of calls have increased. I am noticing that I am now more frequently talking to my team. The calls that used to be every month are now twice a week. The people I used to talk once a week, I talk every day. And this is just not what with me, but I am observing that this is happening at all levels. The water cooler conversations, a break, go down to a cafeteria, the smokers go for a smoking break. They are right or wrong, but they are stress busters in office. All that has gone away. So when your home has become an unequipped office, the work-life balance is tilted more towards work. The communication channel is becoming monotonous through only one way of communicating with all, and the overarching where everyone is confined to home. Like we were just talking, Ajay, there are barricades around us. We can't freely move. There is only groceries you can get 10 to 12 in the morning. This is going to take, I think it is taking a toll on every one of us. And it is very important that each one is acutely aware of the physical health toll it is taking on us and mental health toll that it is taking on us. It would be a big mistake at this point of time to assume that everything is all right. A diabetic person who normally exercises perhaps is not able to do that, and it's almost 6 weeks now. So how we are taking care of ourselves during this time, and physical health still has signs that can be observed. Mental health is more important, where are people observing emotional well-being? Are tempers rising high unnecessarily? How people are coping, I think, is something very important to observe for everyone.
So true, Dinesh. I think the fact that in India, at least, and I would assume many places across Asia, the home spaces are dramatically reduced compared to what might be available in countries like the US. Our family sizes are much bigger. That means we have so many family members in that same 2 bedroom hall kitchen or 3 bedroom hall kitchen. And so therefore stress, proximity, it's taking a toll. And I like what you said, that actual stress is going up, and now the work is more from work from home. That's so unusual.
Correct.
So given this situation, how do you see people coping? What are they doing? What are organizations doing? What are people doing from your line of sight? How are they managing
Sure,
this?
sure. Let me talk specifically about leaders, right? Managers,
Hmm. Hmm.
and I'm referring to first line managers, middle managers, and senior managers across the level. And this could be true to some extent to each level.
Sure.
I see that all leaders are out of their comfort zone. This is a unique situation where each one is managing a team or managing their business where people are not in front of them, and we all like our space. We all like that there is that's the usual way of functioning where people are around us. This is where that is completely cut off, and the usual management style that everyone has, and now the situation is completely different, and no one has been taught or prepared or coached for a scenario like this. So we are all out of our comfort zone, more at least for 3 to 4 weeks since the time the crisis has hit us. We were all on a reactive mode. We were only trying to react to what was happening every day. Our focus was only on making everything work. Success was called as, oh wow, my people are able to log in and work, business is going on. But I am now telling everyone how the way we are operating now has become BAU, and progress must happen now. We shouldn't take pride in calling it a success that 90% plus people are able to work. That's gone now, that's done.
Hmm.
How in a normally a business evolves or thinking evolves or innovation happens, the leaders qualities of how in today's world they make it happen is going to be tested now. And those businesses that are able to successfully do this will emerge future successful. And the three qualities, I think, there could be many, but the three that come to
Hmm.
my mind that
Hmm.
will make a big difference on how a leader becomes successful. One is his or her ability to trust. This is a time when nobody's around me. Am I able to trust that this person can be on a client call without me?
Mm.
The work that I have given to him or her will happen without me looking over the shoulder. Do I trust? And how do I learn to, if I don't, how do I learn to trust? The
Mm.
second quality I would say is empathy. This is a time where my ability to visualize or be in the shoes of my team and be aware of what could be happening in their life and how that may be impacting their physical mental health, like I talked about, or the productivity or their motivation levels, is going to be super critical and important. That quality I think is important. And the third thing is effective communication, because I said right now it's all constrained to just a Zoom call or a phone call. And because as I said, that frequency of meetings have just gone up, all of us are on the phone so much time during the day. We may all feel that we are communicating well, but that could be just talking and speaking. Are we listening enough right now? And are we passing on the message right now to the teams? I think these are the three things: trust, empathy, and effective communication,
Yeah.
that will come to the fore and will be important tools for any leader.
Trust, empathy, and effective communication. So true. I was speaking to a senior manager yesterday. She was very worried about the fact that her little child was ill, and not the illness so much was the fact, but the fact that she had no access to their family doctor because they were not able to travel, and that was really affecting her state of peace or calm. And I think if a leader is able to sense this, figure this out, he or she would be such more, there would be so much higher levels of empathy. So, trust, empathy, effective communication, three aspects that leaders must focus on. And if you talk about from the employee's point of view, anything that you see them cope, or what are some things they can do to cope better?
The employees, I think they have to take things in stride. This is again what I have been telling everyone, that accept that this is what it is, right? Accept. I think for a few more weeks, today is April 24th, Sachin Tendulkar's birthday, and it's been 5 or 6 weeks, but maybe 3 or 4 more weeks is what this may just continue. How can we take care of ourselves and how can we continue to make progress during even this time? I think is the biggest thing that I would say that all colleagues, everyone actually should be thinking more about.
What else?
I can talk about myself, right? I can tell you
Hmm.
some of the things that I am doing, right, or I have learned about myself. One thing that comes to my mind, and as I was saying, I'm not a work from home person. I think found the balance between how to be in the home office and work, and how be in the drawing room and be at home. Right, that was something that I have learned. The second thing I have learned is how human needs are limited. My credit card is getting swiped at the base once a week now, and same for my wife. you know we both were talking, uh,
Uh,
the the credit card bill that we used to get and what has is now, and are we any different, right? Are have we bought something or purchased something or used something that is unusually good or whatever? There is nothing like that. The way we are today, we are happy. Of course, it could be better if we can go outside, right? I mean, of course, that malls and shopping and all has its own ways, but within limited needs, how you can be happy is something that I'm learning. And it's no brainer. But the third thing I would say is family time and how it can be a stress buster is super it's a revelation me. And there is, it's a common sense actually, nothing new in that. But every day in the evening, me, my wife and my daughter, we watch a show together, and we have been doing it for the last 25 days, one episode a day only. We play
okay.
uno during the day, during that time.
Uh-huh.
And we talk more with each other, which did not used to happen so much before. And how important that is, and how it can help you. As I said, it's a stress buster, just calm, have fun. These are some things I have learned, and I'm so thankful in a way for this lockdown. I know it's a big crisis, right? It's not a time to be feeling happy about anything, but these are some things that I'm learning, and those are things that I think will stay with us for a long time. They will not be forgotten.
Dinesh, how do you see this pandemic impacting the global economy, and what are some of the challenges to get back for us?
Sure. Everybody is a economist during this time, Ajay. Everybody has a theory, and I will tell you my thoughts on this, and hope they resonate with the listeners. But this is, and the comparisons are made between the 1920s Great Depression, the 2008 2009 Wall Street financial crisis, and this one. The
Hmm.
today's one has hit us within a decade, unfortunately. But there is a big difference between the first two and this one. This economic crisis is hit mainly with the health crisis. We were
Mm.
not in any recession, but because the health crisis has mandated that everybody stays inside, the demand has reduced. Travel industry is virtually banned, and we are getting into a recession. I link this to the Newton's law of inertia. The way I think about it is, it's an economy that was growing just before the pandemic that is now coming to a screeching halt. It is a screeching halt. It is rapidly slowing down. And as the law of inertia goes, if it comes to a full stop, it will take a longer time. It will take enormous effort to bring it again moving. In my opinion, the link between the when the health crisis gets over and where is economy at that point of time is going to drive recovery. The longer the health crisis,
Hmm.
the slower the economy is going to get, the longer the recovery time. The sooner the health crisis gets over, the inertia is going to not have so much of impact, and it is going to be faster recovery. It is as simple as that in my mind. So we will be lucky if whatever the vaccine is available, or by lockdown or whatever, the spread reduces and the health crisis is over.
Wow. So, and you think this has changed the world forever?
That again is a debate and a lot of discussion going on around that, right? Is this going to change the world forever? And there are two extremes. There are two different thought processes. One, and I'm hearing a lot about that people say that this will change the world forever. As an example, I was talking to a lawyer yesterday, and he said that who knows, right? The Supreme Court may start to, or the courts in generally may start to allow hearing over video forever, and they just may get used to the judge and the lawyers presenting their case and arguments, which is not the way at all today things are done. And the other extremes are people who are saying that nothing may change.
Hmm.
The earth and the humanity is in existence for thousands of years. We are where what we are today. The evolution has taken hundreds of years for us to be where we are. And one pandemic which lasts for few months is not going to change our habits. It's not going to change how we function. We will be back to how we were within few weeks or few months after we get all green signal. And
Hmm.
personally, I am on this camp. I don't think I could be wrong, right? I Who knows?
Sure.
Some changes may happen, but people like our own comfort zone and our habits are so strong that all of this changing because of this, not few weeks but even few months of lockdown, sounds not so easy for me. I don't think it will happen. We could just bounce back to how we were after the crisis is over.
All right. All right. So, Dinesh, as we bring our conversation to a close, what are some key messages that you'd like to share with our listeners?
Yes, I will summarize, right? I mean, we talked about coping. Please continue to take care of yourselves. As I said, accept it for now. The second key message I would say is take care of yourself, take care of your physical health as much as you can exercise during this time. Please do that. Be aware of mental health. I hope everything is all right, right? I really do hope, but it is good to be aware and keep an eye on that. For the leaders, think about how you want to operate during this time. Careers are made during crisis. This is a great opportunity for each one of us to make a difference, come out of this as successful. What can we do, you do, to make a difference? Think about that and be successful, right? That is what I would say.
Awesome. Awesome. Once again, Dinesh, thank you so much. As always, wisdom from you is very practical, very, very down to earth. And these are things that all of us can use as individuals and also as professionals. So thank you so much for sharing and providing encouragement and perspective on what all of us are going through.
Thank you so much, Ajay. Always a pleasure.
Thank you. And I encourage all our listeners to be safe, to do the best that we can during this time. And like Dinesh said, we're going to come out of this rocking and rolling. Thank you so much. Bye.
And that's it for today. Thank you for listening. Please connect with us on coachtoolbox@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to follow, subscribe, and review this channel. Details of our ICF approved coach training programs and our services as executive coaches and coaching supervisors are on www.globalcoachtrust.org. See you in our next session.